Hey Matt, I apologize for the watermark here in the middle. This is just a free software I'm using, but I wanted to show you a little bit more about what I changed up, and I think this will make a little more sense to both the user and then also the admin who needs to sort of manage all of this. This homepage is very similar to what you saw before. The only difference, of course, is it's at a different URL, intermutual.com or intermutualgroup.com/Special Olympics, but for the sake of this quick example, let's do family 1 is my family, and I'll show you about the registration in just a second. And so here we are. This is just all of the information that you put. The major difference here, I started to realize from a logistics standpoint, otherwise it would be a mess on the back end, is we are going to have to group these forms by county, which seemed to make the most sense. And so each volunteer would actually need to know their store number. Hence the reason that I put this little locator up here, but I don't think that's such a big deal. If it is, then we can look at a couple other options, as well as here, this contact form. Actually, we can have that connect to any emails that you want it to, but just makes it a quick and easy way for the volunteers to stay in touch. But as you can see, the form is pretty straightforward. It just has the things that you'd ask me to put in there, including this little date picker, but you'll be able to put in multiple entries or just refreshing the page, but it's pretty straightforward from a user experience. From an admin standpoint, I didn't want you to have to go into the back too much. So for example, if you have a new family and you'd like them to register on the site, this you would have this form to come to, and it's actually just a basic email that I think is still pretty generic now, but all they need to do is type their name and send an email, and it'll sort of link them up and ask them to come register. And speaking of registration, for a person to actually make it to the site once they register, here I'm going to log out of our family real quick and then go back to register. This is where they would get linked to. And again, extremely simple. All I'm asking for is a username, their name, and then their email, of course. And then I can make it so that it generates a password for them, but usually it makes it easier if people can create their own password. But again, the admin, when they send that invitation, it would have them link here, and then the user would be automatically connected to the correct county's activities page. From a back-end standpoint, this is the actual dashboard that your admin would look at. The data collected, how are you actually going to use it? You can export the data to an Excel if you'd prefer to look at that, but the reason I was doing it by county is because here you can actually sort by store, but more importantly, being able to compare county to county and then store to store just actually makes the information a little more useful, as opposed to sort of dumping all into the same one or having 100+ different forms to look at, which doesn't really make sense. But anyway, I hope this helps. There's definitely still a couple things I want to fix, but in regards to introducing you to the site, this is what we have going on. But anyway, feel free to contact me whenever you want. Otherwise, we'll have a little more of an updated site later today or tomorrow. Thanks.